Hey everyone, welcome back for part 2 of Yamadori updates. Well, a big part of my bonsai journey has been making pots for these trees. And I've just finished one today that I'll definitely have with me the rest of my life. And it's a beautiful pot. So let's take a look. So I got it turned over about noon today. So now it's about 4 o'clock, so it's been dressed on the inside for about 4 hours. And it just came out beautiful. Really happy with this one. Definitely a keeper. So it was made with the trowel that I made in the video. Just amazing what a little piece of sheet metal can do. I can't recommend them enough. It's just an awesome thing. Here's the template that I made for it. It's a piece of birch plywood. And it just came out beautiful. So happy with it. So now we'll go up and I'll show you the other half of my bonsai kingdom. So I got these two tree stands made a couple of days ago. There's 3 tamaracks in one of my pots. I love putting 3 trees in them. Makes a really nice presentation. So my new black pot, I ended up putting this tree in it today. And this tree was one of the first trees I collected. And it was a skinny little tree, and I had wire on it, and I definitely left it on there too long. You can see the wire scars. But this one's been a real trooper. I decided to give it a new home today. So the top 10 are living large out here. Everybody got a big dose of Miracle-Gro today, so they're all happy. I haven't had to move them. We do get wind this time of year, but it starts to taper off. So it's nothing like the winter blows. The trees can take a little wind. So I got this one moved out here today. This one's doing really nice. These are mostly red spruce. There might be one blue spruce here in the front. So here's the birch tree that earned its concrete pot in that video quite a while back. All leafed out now. Doing nice. So this is one of the best balsa firs that I ever found around here. It's got just a really awesome trunk. Really cool nubari. Nice thing about this tree is it can shade itself. That makes a huge difference because I have these trees out here in full sun. When they get like this and they can shade their own pot, it makes a big difference with the watering. That one's definitely a keeper. Just an awesome tree. And this one's definitely a keeper. This one we took to calling the ballet dancer. You can see why. Got a beautiful trunk. All budded out. It is a red spruce. So here's one of my new tamaracks. In the pot from the concrete lesson. So this tree has done really well. This is a red spruce also. And it's in one of the few square pots that I've made. This pot has done really well. It's a good looking tree. So I've got quite a few over here on the front porch. So this pine tree was potted up in a video, and the trunk is fattened really nice on it over the winter. I'll be decandling this one this week. It's a real nice pine tree. And this birch tree is all leafed out now. Starting to get some white on the trunk. I'll eventually have some white birch trees, I think. Maybe in a few years. And this one had this one wired when it was first collected. It's got a nice shape now. So here's a group of tamaracks. I made 2 of these pots. They've both held up really well. No cracks in them. Hello, Stinker. There's one of our cats. So this tamarack tree has become a keeper. This one stayed right out here all winter. The house here on the front porch gives me a good windbreak for trees in the winter time. They're pretty happy here. This one's coming out real nice. So here's one of the Amur maple groups. The other one's in a greenhouse. And they're both doing wonderful. The Amurs have been very dependable trees. Super cold resistant. They do originate from northern Russia, so they're just not going to die from cold. They've been great trees. So here's the honeysuckle that I potted up in a video. Doing really nice. Hoping to get quite a few more honeysuckles in pots this summer. So here's a group of 3 birches that these have been in this pot for over 2 years. The tree on the left is definitely a little older. It's starting to get a little white on the trunk. But these have been outside, so it's just starting to get warm here. So the birch trees that I keep in the greenhouse, they're all leafed out, but the ones on the outside are much slower. But they're all starting to come out now. This one's a silver birch. I have a couple of silver birches that are doing really nice. These are 2 white pines in ceramic pots that I made. I am planning to make quite a few ceramic pots. The wife is actually on a road trip right now, and she's going to be stopping in Maine and buying us a bunch of clay. Believe it or not, you can't get clay in Halifax anywhere. So I will be making a bunch of pots this summer. Hopefully doing some video on how to make them. So here's my one Acer Japanese maple. The one behind it is a local wild maple. It's the best one I ever found around here. It's just got a really interesting trunk. Most of them are really straight. That one was just a nice stunted maple tree. So this red spruce, I'm planning to put this one in the new terracotta pot that I showed you on the last video. This tree has been in this box for over a year, and it's ready for a concrete pot. So these 2 tamaracks will be going to the market this year. They're both really nice trees. This one's a multi-trunk, and this one has really nice movement down in the trunk. So this is the only mulberry that I have in a pot so far, and they are super slow to come out. It does have buds on it, but it's really taking its time. But we're still having cold nights here. So I have about 10 of these mulberries from cuttings that are 3 years old now. So I'll hopefully get more of those into pots this summer. So here's barely hanging on to life. It's doing really well. It's just one of those trees that I stumbled on in the shale pit. Was nearly dead when I found it. Just enjoying life here at the tree spa. So this one's a red spruce. This tree's done really well. Another tamarack. I definitely have more tamaracks than anything. They've been the best tree to collect around here. Here's 3 of them in another one of my oval pots. This one definitely got a crack in it. So I'll probably be gluing the rocks onto this one. That's working out for me. I like the way they look. So this spruce tree I'll be trying to sell this summer. It's got a nice natural S in it. It's a good looking tree. So here's another one of the wisterias. This plant it's Chinese wisteria, and it's super tough. This plant stayed right here on this bench all winter, right out in the nasty weather, and didn't phase it at all. They're pretty much indestructible. Interesting balsa fir. That's another wild maple. So here's one of my favorite tamaracks. It's a big one. It's one that I'll be keeping. So here's the forest group that I made in a video not too long ago. The trees are doing well. Really happy with this one. Here's my other silver birch. It's a nice tree. So the Yamadori challenge. Trees are doing well. When I first got it out this year, I thought this tree was dead. I almost pulled it out, but it's just coming out late for some reason. But the rest of them are doing really nice. When I first made this, I had some comments that these trees wouldn't like the steel in the wagon, but they've had no problem with it. They're all doing great. For a while I thought about cutting this one back to one trunk, but I think I'm just going to let them be what they are. So this is my best lilac. It's a purple lilac, and it'll bloom beautiful here in a week or so. Developing quite a few lilacs now. So here's the other forest that I recently made. Trees are taken to the box really well. Doing real nice. Here's one of my favorite forest groups from last year. This one stayed outside most of the winter. It's done really well. This spruce tree is definitely going to get a concrete pot this summer. It's got a really nice shape. Another box of 3 tamaracks. This one too is ready for a concrete pot. My 2 best cotoneasters here. So this tree in the green pot is doing really well. This green dye has gotten really expensive. When I first bought it, it wasn't, but after the pandemic, it like tripled in price. So I won't be making any more green pots, but it's a nice one. Happy tree. So this planting's still doing really nice. It's been really successful planting. Very happy. Here's another group of tamaracks. I've collected a lot of tamarack trees. So you can see I've got my work cut out for me here. We had a lot of snow this winter and it collapsed this bench. I'll have to take all this apart. That'll be a project coming up soon. And all these trees that stayed out, they stayed out all winter. They've done really well. This tamarack's a really nice one. I'm definitely going to start leaving more trees out for the winter now that I know they can survive. They really just need a little bit of a windbreak. It's a group of balsa firs. Honeysuckle is starting to come out. This one should bloom beautiful. It should be a beautiful plant this summer. And this is one that I'd like to make a pot for. This tree's done really well here. Stayed right here all winter. It's a red spruce. Hopefully I'll be making a big pot for that one this summer. And this group of red spruces has done really well here. They stayed right there all winter also. So I just got this group of forest trees all cleaned up in the last few days. It's worked out really cool that I can put the boxes together and the paths join up. I really didn't plan that. Just one of those things that happened. But it's really worked out. These trees are just happy as they can be. All budded out. Really happy with these two boxes. So this plant, if anybody has any insight into this plant, I bought these seeds from China and they were labeled Chinese juniper. But the consensus is that it's more of a thuja plant. I think it is some type of thuja. But these berries that it makes, they eventually swell up and will have seeds in them. But they have a beautiful color on them. I've taken many cuttings off of this and have made beautiful bonsai out of it. There's one of the cuttings right there in a pot from it. But if anybody knows what breed this might be, I could use some insight on it. Did come from China. Here's another group of balsa firs. So this forest stays here all the time. This is one of those pots that needs 2 people to pick it up. And This one, of course, broke all the rules because there's 6 trees in it. But I've always been really happy with this one. So there's a couple of trees in it that I've got a little orange on them, but they're budding out, so hopefully they'll drop those orange needles, and it's just a phase. This is a really nice tree here in the front. This is where this little lady lives. Both of my Hinokis are doing really well. The one in the video that I made got sold at the market. So it just goes on and on. I still have trees in here. Do need to get them all out now. It's getting hard to find places for all of them. Definitely time to sell some. So here's one that was made in a video. It's doing really well. This one will be going to the market for sale. It's a really nice tree. So you can see I have my hands full. No shortage of trees. This one is ready for a concrete pot. It's done really nice. So it's another beautiful evening here by the sea. I hope everyone's having a great bonsai day. And I'll see you next time on Bonsai by the Sea.